The Danish Navy this week says it has been following a Chinese bulk carrier, the Yipeng 3, as it moves through the Baltic Sea. Denmark did not elaborate why, but there's widespread speculation the vessel may have severed two fibre-optic data cables on the seabed, one connecting Finland and Germany, the other running between Sweden and Lithuania. German officials are adamant it was no accident.
I also don't like to believe in the version that these were anchors that accidentally caused, how shall I put it, damage to these cables. So we have to conclude, without knowing exactly who did it, that it was a hybrid action. And we also have to assume, without knowing it, of course, that it is sabotage.
European allies in the Baltic are collaborating on an investigation, says Finnish defence analyst Charlie Salunius-Pasternak.
There's the camp that I would say sees hybrid operations in absolutely everything. And it is one of the things I've cautioned against, that if you're in a hall of mirrors, well, everything looks a certain way. We don't know that, but absolutely, as we've already seen in the Baltic Sea, but elsewhere, the incidents of kind of just as it were perfect timing in terms of anchors dragging or other things, at some point you have to start drawing conclusions that this cannot be just an accident.
There have been similar incidents in the Baltic Sea. Last year, the Baltic Connector gas pipeline linking Estonia and Finland was damaged. 10 months later, China said a Hong Kong-registered vessel had accidentally caused the damage in a storm, but Finland was sceptical of the admission.
At least for some countries, it may be politically convenient to label them as, kind of unsolved mysteries. Because if you identify it as saying, in this case, definitely someone in the Chinese kind of political establishment, directed the captain to do this, what are you going to do then?
China has denied any knowledge of the latest damage to the data cables in the Baltic.
We are ready to maintain communication with relevant parties in accordance with international law to jointly safeguard the safety of international submarine infrastructure. At the same time, we hope the Chinese ships' rights to normal navigation and their legitimate interests will be effectively protected.
In September 2022, the Nord Stream pipeline carrying gas from Russia to Germany under the Baltic Sea was blown up. The perpetrator is still unknown. Western nations and Russia blame each other, while others have suggested Ukraine carried out the attack. All deny responsibility. Henry Ridgwell, VOA News.